Here's what the Busby family has been up to since the end of OutDaughtered Season 2. When OutDaughtered premiered on TLC in May 2016, many people fell in love with Danielle and Adam Busby's 6 adorable kiddos. From the couple's quintuplets Ava, Olivia, Hazel, Riley, and Parker to their eldest daughter, Blake, it goes without saying that there's a ton of cuteness to go around in the Busby household. And now that OutDaughtered is officially renewed for Season 3 woot, people are curious about what the Busby family has been up to since fans saw them last. Season 2 wrapped up in September 2017, and a lot can transpire in 7 months. That being said, here are all the Busby milestones you might have missed. Although OutDaughtered is beloved by many, it took TLC a hot minute to renew the show for Season 3. The network's hesitation was frustrating, to say the least, and Danielle touched on the delay back in March. When Danielle was asked about whether the series was renewed, she responded, according to In Touch Weekly, "Not at this time, but maybe one day." Of course, one day isn't a particularly hopeful phrase. But the good news is TLC ultimately did decide to renew the series, and Season 3 will premiere later this year, according to People. So, to celebrate this news, here is what the Busby family has been up to these past 7 months. Some fans might remember that Adam suffered from postpartum depression shortly after the Quints were born in April 2015. "Overnight, when we had the babies, it just kind of threw my mind, threw my body for a loop," Busby confided to friends during an episode of OutDaughtered, according to People. Just like the sheer terror of wondering if your freaking kids are going to make it for 3 months while they're in the NICU, to this massive burden of responsibility. Although it's unfortunate to hear that Adam struggled with this issue, the upside is that he continues to draw awareness to paternal postpartum depression. Had a great day today in Washington, D.C. I was the keynote speaker at the Infant Health Policy Summit, raising awareness for paternal postpartum sick depression. Adam captioned an October 2017 snap of himself and Danielle. Yes, and yes. Fingers crossed that Adam's remarks are featured on the show's upcoming season. It goes without saying that this type of advocacy is so important. The family's Halloween costumes were adorable. One of the benefits of having a gaggle of kids is that you get to dress them up in adorable Halloween costumes. Case in point, Adam and Danielle's Quints donned adorable astronaut-themed ensembles for the holiday. "Had a great time last night with my little space cadets and my hot Martian mama," Adam captioned the November 2017 Instagram post. Halloween 2017 Houston Weavy Problem Houston Strong. Snow is typically exciting for any child, but it's especially thrilling for kids who live in warmer climates. So, when it unexpectedly snowed in the Busby's home of League City, Texas, in early December 2017, the Quints took full advantage of the rare occurrence. In a cute video documenting the Quints' first meeting with wintry weather, the girls throw snowballs at Adam and eat snowflakes. So much cuteness, so little time. When you're a reality star, it's not uncommon for divorce rumors to hit the internet every so often. Although most celebrities tend to ignore the fan chatter, Adam decided to address the breakup theories surrounding his relationship directly. When one fan threatened to be done with TLC if Adam and Danielle ever get a divorce, the dad replied on December 6, 2017, according to Twitter, "Guess you will be a lifelong at TLC viewer. The D word isn't in our vocabulary. I love my wife more than the day I said I do. We are the real deal." Parenting drama is to be expected when you live in the public eye. And this drawback to fame is something Adam and Danielle personally dealt with in February, after some fans questioned why Blake wore lipstick to a school dance. "The dark red lipstick is slightly inappropriate for a young girl," commented on a picture of Blake and Adam, according to Instagram. Another chimed in, writing, "That lipstick looks ridiculous on her." But Adam had no tolerance for the backlash. Adam said to fans, according to Instagram, "Although it might be hard to believe, the Quints turned 3 on Sunday, and Blake celebrated her 7th birthday on April 5th. Time moves by so quickly, doesn't it? And to celebrate all these birthdays, Danielle and Adam threw the girls a joint poop-themed party. Because why not? Blake and the Quints' birthday party was a blast, the parents explained to People in a joint statement. This was our first time doing one big party for all the girls and first party outside our home. Blake chose the theme, Don't Be a Party Pooper, because she loves the poop emoji. We loved this idea, one, because it was funny, and two, because the Quints are potty trained, and we are celebrating no more poop disasters. Sounds reasonable to me. Check out Romper's new video series, Bearing the Motherload, where disagreeing parents from different sides of an issue sit down with a mediator and talk about how to support, and not judge, each other's parenting perspectives. New episodes air Mondays on Facebook. Leading up to the birth of my first child, I remember having two main things on my mind: the fear of childbirth and dreading sleepless nights. And, let's be clear, those were both valid concerns. However, along with the feedings and diaper changes to interrupt my sleep, I also found myself lying awake with another sense of dread, realizing just how much money you end up paying for a newborn baby. A recent Baby Center survey found that parents can expect to spend $20,384 on baby-related costs in the first year of their kid's life, which, in news, also contributed to 89% of moms saying finances impacted their mental health. It's a stress I was reminded of all over again as we welcomed our second kid this year. The cost of bringing a newborn into the world goes far beyond baby gear. You're looking at things like insurance, hospital bills, college savings, and more. According to the experts, these are the major financial things to plan for when you have a newborn. Budget for essentials: hospital bills, health insurance, and basic needs. Budgeting for the essentials is key when it comes to not going into sticker shock when your newborn arrives. According to Michelle Pava of The Finance Therapist, some of the basics worth saving for are health insurance costs, hospital bills, and a little cushion for unexpected doctor visits. You'll have 30 to 60 days after your child's birth to register them for health insurance during a special enrollment period because you didn't have enough going on, right? From there, diapers, clothing, cribs, car seats, and feeding supplies will make up the core of your first major purchases. If you can, start a small savings account for your baby's future. It doesn't matter if it's $10 at a time. The habit itself builds confidence. Pava recommends saving up for 3 to 6 months of basic expenses as a goal. However, if that seems high, something is always better than nothing. Even $1,000 tucked away can give you breathing room, she says. What matters most is not a magic number, it's having a plan and knowing you can adjust as you go. Life insurance for yourself and your partner can help protect your family, putting financial resources in place if, knock on wood, anything were to happen to either of you. Disability insurance is another consideration, as it provides financial support if one or both parents are unable to work due to a severe illness or injury. Depending on your plan, this can help cover essentials like mortgage, childcare, and household expenses for a certain period of time. Legal stuff: savings account, a trust, updated will. Safo Prack, a certified financial planner at Vanguard, shared the importance of estate planning and guardianship when welcoming a newborn to your family. Estate planning entails the creation of legal documents to specify your wishes for your assets in the event of your passing or inability to make decisions for yourself, Prack shares. It can involve setting up a trust, selecting beneficiaries for retirement accounts and life insurance policies, and how you transfer ownership of your assets. For underage children, it's crucial to designate a guardian who can raise your child if you're unable. Childcare is often the biggest shock, sometimes costing as much as a mortgage, Pava explains. I know for my family, having 2 working parents required finding childcare options early, and I'm likely not the first person to stress how expensive it can be. The cost of our daycare for 2 kids is not far off from the majority of my salary, something my husband and I had to account for and plan for when deciding whether I should stay at home or not. While not all kids may choose to pursue college after high school graduation, it's never a bad idea to have money set aside for if they do. Start investing in your child's future goals now, Prack advises. While school might feel far off, it will be here before you know it. Opening a 529 savings plan, which is a tax-advantaged savings account, can be a great way to get a head start on saving for your child's education. These accounts offer tax benefits, high contribution limits, easy gifting options, and flexibility. In fact, you can utilize a 529 for K-12 expenses, trade school tuition, college expenses, including room and board, and even for studying abroad. According to Prack, More than half of parents report spending $1,000 or more annually on unexpected costs. In my personal experience, that number has probably been even higher. From unexpected hospital visits to supplies we didn't know we needed. Who knew an infant could be so picky with a bottle type? We spent a lot more in our first year than we had planned to. Consider saving a minimum of $2,000 or at least half a month of expenses for spending shocks and 3 to 6 months worth of expenses if you can swing saving a larger sum in case of income loss, Prac recommends. Along with unexpected costs, there's what PEVA calls the hidden cost of convenience. As for what this is, it includes ordering meals or paying for help when you are exhausted, PEVA explains. These are not failures. They're part of adapting to life with a newborn. Don't forget that meal planning, accepting dinner from friends and family, and budgeting are all ways to cut food costs. I'm trying for my first child, which is both exciting and making me anxious. Thought babies didn't need much, but the more I talk to other people, the more I realize that having a child will be as expensive as it is wonderful. What do you actually need to support a kid? And is anyone ever financially ready to have a baby? There is a saying widely repeated in my family that all you really need to have a baby is a towel and a drawer. My father, who has had 5 children and 8 grandchildren, is the origin of this statement, and I don't doubt that when he had his first baby in the early 70s, at the age of 27, they didn't have too much more than those advised essentials. As I folded hand-me-downs last month with my younger brother, whose first baby is now just a few weeks old, we chuckled about our dad's perhaps apocryphal advice. What did he know, anyway? What's so wild about it, though, is that, a decade into parenting, the towel and a drawer maxim feels both completely absurd and refreshingly wise. A lot has changed since the 70s. When I was pregnant with my first child, my dad's perspective on parenting preparation felt as silly as giving a colicky baby a finger of whiskey. First, the cost of living for families in this country has grown astronomically. My parents, for example, could afford a home in a diverse city on 2 therapists' salaries. Now, the house I grew up in has been divided into luxury condos that I could only dream of affording. Childcare costs are real and overwhelming. My husband and I calculated when our last child started public kindergarten that we had spent almost $200,000 on the first 5 years of care for our 2 children. Children need medical care, and medical care in this country is becoming more expensive and elusive by the day. And of course there is the stuff. 50 years ago, my dad, who I promise you did have a legit crib for my oldest sibling, had few options and little pressure to make baby-related purchases. Now, new parents like my brother and his partner are bombarded with ads and suggestions from other parents to buy high-tech strollers, specially designed tummy time mats, and smart bottle warmers. Even with older children, I find it difficult to turn down this constant thrum, the promise that if I just shell out a few more bucks, some aspect of life that I perhaps hadn't even considered as a danger would be made easier for myself or my kids. But what do our children, what do we really need? Don't get me wrong, the social and political structure of many places, the U.S. in particular, make the financial burden of child-rearing fall on individual parents in ways both avoidable and cruel. Reading Abigail Leonard's 4 Mothers, which tells the story of 4 women becoming pregnant and navigating their children's first year across 4 continents, this fact could not be clearer. Having children is less expensive when you have paid leave. The U.S. is the only industrialized nation without it, or universal health care, or state-funded childcare. But though many of our financial parenting woes are systemically created, we do have choices within in that crappy system. Some purchases, like a comfortable breast pump or a carrier that won't break your back, really can make parenting easier. But most of the actual expenses you may be dreading are either not essential or readily available, used or free from parents who are dying to get rid of the gear their children so quickly age out of. Patricia Johnson, a financial planner in the Bay Area and solo mother by choice of a 10-year-old, agrees. There's a lot of consumerism built into modern parenting that just isn't necessary, Johnson explained. In her parent clients, she sees patterns of spending that don't really benefit children, like classes, weekend activities, and the biggest culprit, restaurants. The kids are fine just at the park, she told me.
You.
Kid doesn't need variety, you do. In terms of preparation, Johnson mostly believes that parents will make the adjustments they need to make once they understand their parenting priorities, and that this make-it-work mentality is a natural byproduct of raising kids that isn't all bad. She's had parents change jobs, for example, in order to afford dyslexia interventions. They just do it, she says. For those in your position, thoughtfully ruminating on the best-case scenario for future with children, Johnson's pre-baby advice is the same she'd give any clients. She recommends tracking spending for a period of time to get clear on what your habits are, and doing it before you have a child so you're not having to do that work during the first year of parenting. It allows you to prioritize, and then you'll have a better sense of what you're willing to let go of if you have to make trade-offs as a new parent. She also recommends worrying less about college savings and more about retirement, as you can borrow and scheme for the former but not the latter. I would also add in that flexing your communal and collaborative muscles, getting to know your neighbors, sharing responsibilities with friends, getting comfortable asking for and offering help will be enormously beneficial to you when you realize that even a teenaged babysitter can charge $25 an hour, and if you only need one car, if you can arrange a daycare carpool. This, of course, takes work, but it is worth it. And it's not only for your mental health. Childcare swaps, shared meals, and pooled resources can end up saving you money in the long run. Who is ready to have a baby? No one. And also mostly everyone. I'm sure you can find a towel and a drawer somewhere. The Good Enough Parent is an advice column for parents who are sick of parenting advice. Let Sarah answer your questions about the messy realities of parenting. Send her questions via this anonymous form or by emailing her at goodknowparentcolumn@gmail.com. The Old Navy Jingle Jammies X Disney line is officially here, and it's full of pure childhood nostalgia. By Samantha Darby. September 23, 2025. Whether your family has always been a matching holiday jammies fam, or this is a brand new tradition, you already know Old Navy Jingle Jammies are some of the best. The brand always has a wide range of choices, from more traditional holiday pajamas like buffalo check to brighter, bolder jammies featuring fun characters and punchy colors, so you always get a chance to show off your family's personality. And this year, the Old Navy Jingle Jammies X Disney collection is really going to put your family in the holiday spirit. Romper can exclusively reveal 3 new Old Navy Jingle Jammies X Disney collections coming this holiday season, featuring nostalgic and classic Mickey, festive Star Wars, and bright Stitch prints. From Christmas Eve to family photos to holiday pajama day at school, any of these new Old Navy Jingle Jammies Disney looks are going to be the perfect holiday option. And yes, there are options for each print, so if you've got a kiddo who loves to match but wants a different kind of top, or a parent, it's always a dad, let's be honest, who doesn't love a button-down shirt, but will gladly wear a pair of seasonal pajama bottoms, the Old Navy Jingle Jammies Disney collection have you covered. Old Navy Jingle Jammies X Stitch. The Stitch Jammies might be some of my favorite ones out of the line this year. Featuring everyone's favorite Experiment 626, the jammies are pink with lots of festive icons in the print. You can choose between a long-sleeve graphic tee top or a more traditional pajama top, so even kids with different preferences can still have a matching holiday look. Stitch Holiday Jammies. Old Navy Jingle Jammies X Star Wars. If you're not saying things like, "Luke, I am your father Christmas," over and over while wearing these, then what are you doing in Star Wars holiday jammies? I'm obsessed with these prints, featuring funny graphic tees and cute pattern two-piece sets, and I think this might be your best bet in getting dad fully outfitted for a Christmas Eve matching moment. The Good Enough Parent is an advice column for parents who are sick of parenting advice. Let Sarah answer your questions about the messy realities of parenting. Send her your questions via this anonymous form or by emailing her at. Whether your family has always been a matching holiday jammies fam, or this is a brand new tradition, you already know Old Navy Jingle Jammies are some of the best. The brand always has a wide range of choices, from more traditional holiday pajamas like buffalo check to brighter, bolder jammies featuring fun characters and punchy colors, so you always get a chance to show off your family's personality. And this year, the Old Navy Jingle Jammies X Disney collection is really going to put your family in the holiday spirit. Romper can exclusively reveal 3 new Old Navy Jingle Jammies X Disney collections coming this holiday season, featuring nostalgic and classic Mickey, festive Star Wars, and bright Stitch prints. From Christmas Eve to family photos to holiday pajama day at school, any of these new Old Navy jingle jammies Disney looks are going to be the perfect holiday option. And yes, there are options for each print. So if you've got a kiddo who loves to match, but wants a different kind of top, or a parent, it's always a dad. Let's be honest, who doesn't love a button-down shirt, but will gladly wear a pair of seasonal pajama bottoms? The Old Navy Jingle Jammies Disney collection have you covered. The stitched jammies might be some of my favorite ones out of the line this year. Featuring everyone's favorite Experiment 626, the jammies are pink with lots of festive icons in the print. You can choose between a long-sleeve graphic tee top or a more traditional pajama top, so even kids with different preferences can still have a matching holiday look. If you're not saying things like, "Luke, I am your father Christmas," over and over while wearing these, then what are you doing in Star Wars holiday jammies? I'm obsessed with these prints, featuring funny graphic tees and cute patterned two-piece sets, and I think this might be your best bet in getting dad fully outfitted for a Christmas Eve matching moment. And of course, you can't have Disney jammies without the head mouse in charge. I love a classic, nostalgia-inducing Mickey Mouse, and this year's Mickey print really feels 90s coded. These are the jammies you wear when you're watching Mickey's Christmas Carol or Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and remembering all of your own holiday memories. The entire Old Navy Jingle Jammies Disney collection will be live on oldnavy.com and available in stores, with the products ranging in price from $5.99 to $54.99. Go ahead and lock in which festive theme you want and check Holiday Jammies officially off your Christmas to-do list.